What's up, everybody? Today I'm losing my voice a little bit, but I'm still here to show you how to do hard house. This is episode 1 in a series. What we're going to be doing is in this episode, I'm going to be making the track and kind of like the idea. The second episode, I'm going to be arranging it and really finishing it. And then the third episode, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about mixing and mastering. So definitely stick around till the end of this little playlist. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to use some pieces from my new pack, Ultimate Hard House. The link for that's at the top of the description. It's this pack. Like everything you need to make an awesome hard house track. You can see it's got Ableton files, MIDI, audio. If you go into the Ableton files, there's even more audio and MIDI and presets and stuff. Links at the top of the description. This is really a great thing you can do right now to make the best hard house track of your life, and it really helps support me. Thanks for the support, guys, and let's get started. Alright, so let's go up to 145 BPM, and let's start, as we always do when we're going from scratch, with a kick. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab one from here. Like that's a really good 909 sort of hard house kick. And then we'll just put in our 4 on the floor and move forward. Cool. So I'm going to process this a little bit to try to give it a little bit more click. I'm just going to give it some overdrive. Alright, cool. So you can hear there's just a little bit more punch going on there. So now we're going to make our bass line. Now, to keep it simple, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in a preset from this pack, and then I'm going to show you how it's made. So what we're going to do here is you can hear we got our standard sort of like plucky bass, almost like a sort of trance bass, right? But then it's not going to be trancey. We got drift here. I've got a square wave and a saw wave, so we're getting this just really fat, full waveform that you can see it's creating there with a lot of like those kind of flat points, but not like a full square. We got a low pass filter, which has an envelope on it, so it's nice and like short and punchy. And then that's really it for the patch. The only other secret here is the auto pan. Even though this is playing on only the upbeats, like when I put in the MIDI, it still helps if you have a volume shaper like this, which is still just like shaping that so that it's gonna only be on the upbeats. So let's go ahead and put this in at A sharp. Let's try G. You can see like different keys work better with different kicks. And then also the note length. Yeah, that feels really good. Alright, so we're going to take that. And then we're going to make our progression here. I'm going to do like this. So we're going 1, 3, 6, 7. You can maybe try 5, 6, or 5, 7. Yeah, I like 6, 7 a bit better. This is also where we can start dialing this other stuff a little bit. Like, I'm going to actually do a different kick here now that we kind of have more to work with. And maybe we can change the key of the bass and get it going a little better. There we go. See here, a lot of times you just have to get your bass, like depending on which kick you're using, your bass kind of just needs to be in the right key for that. Okay, so now we're going to move forward. I'm going to get a hi-hat and a clap, and we'll put those in, and then we'll grab a little bit of extra percussion. Alright, that sounds pretty good. Again, it's just a matter of like tuning and pitching things until they really fit with the groove that you're working with. get some percussion as well. I'm just going to drag in some loops so we can get moving quickly here. Alright, this thing is cool, but we're going to need to high pass it and then give it like the volume shaping. Alright, I think we could grab one more to just fill this out nicely. Great, so we have the foundation to the track. So yeah, when you make tracks, you know, a lot of people do start with ideas like maybe you wouldn't start right from scratch like this, like you'd have a piano or something like that. But when it comes to actually executing a track, this is exactly how you want to do it. Everything you just saw me do, that is really the order of operations of how you do this. If you follow that path, you'll get fat, powerful grooves. Right? So it's just a matter of like really working from the ground up. And there we go. Now we have something that we can actually go and kind of build maybe some piano or something over, right? So let's grab one of these pianos from this kit here and we'll start to sort of build something. So what I like to do, first of all, this is an A, so let's go ahead and pitch it up. What I like to do is actually just start with like a little top melody and then we'll fill in the chords after. So we were in the key of B, yeah. So if we're in B minor, what we're probably going to want to do is make a little melody like with the third and the ninth and the root. Right, like something like that. Right, so we got this little melody that's working, and then now we can go and we can put in the chords, but it's going to make it a lot like better, I think, because you're going to have this thing up top interacting with what's happening down here rather than just kind of being like on its own. All right, and then we'll take that fifth down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to follow the rhythm of the melody, and then we're going to follow where the chord is going on the bass line. So there we got to go to this D major. And then here we're going to go D, E, right? And then once you have that, you can just duplicate. Oh, except actually we need to do like that. Okay, so it's actually going to be G, A. And then what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that. We're going to get our fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll duplicate it again and do the thirds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, in this case, it's going to be major. So it's going to be 4. Right? So you're starting to get this thing. Maybe we can go and like. Alright, so we got a little piano riff. I'm going to then take that and high pass it. And we're going to get some reverb, but it's going to be like really tight. Cool. We're going to sidechain this a little bit, and then that's really going to be it. You know, you don't really want to overprocess this, and you don't need, like, delay or anything like that. I mean, and this is where we can do, first of all, this is where we can turn everything down a little bit so we're not clipping. I'm going to do a little bit of layering. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this, and I'm actually going to keep even the same processing on it. But we're actually going to use operator, and we're going to make more of like this, you know, kind of like DX7 FM. Right, so we have this kind of belly sort of layer. And you hear it really adds to like that sort of like hit on the piano. We're going to duplicate this one more time, and this one's going to be a little bit more. Cool, so we got that. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do our sort of like high string. As you can hear, I lost my voice, guys. But since we're in the key of B, we're probably going to actually do it at F sharp because it's a fifth. Right, see if we do the root note. That works too, but the fifth. Honestly, in this case, though, I'm liking the root note. So you see what I'm saying. Some tracks you want to do the fifth, sometimes you want to do the root note. It really just depends what sounds good. We're going to take this level here up, and what we're going to do is bring this down a lot. And then we're going to do a little detune here. Like less, like 2. Reverb. And there you go. You got your classic sort of like house string sound. So let's take this high pass and sidechain onto there. Alright, so now we're going to need like a sort of lead. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go into here. Okay, so we have this lead. Let's make something in B minor using this. So we're going to do, this is meant to be like a more repetitive. You know, it's not going to be like long and held or like very like crazy. It's just going to be something like simple, repetitive. Copy our little side chain onto that thing. And then I think what I'll do is on the end here, right, like a slightly different on the end of the 4 bars. Sweet. So there is our lead. Okay, I want to do one more thing here with this. I'm going to grab this organ, or I'm going to grab the scab. Alright, so we're going to get that, and we're going to actually put that kind of with the chords. Right, so you just have that, and honestly, I think we're just gonna do it like this. And it might seem a bit crazy, but then once we get a bit of sidechain onto there, and you know, we're gonna tweak it a little. Definitely we're going to cut out some lows with the high pass on this thing. Right, and then alright, that's a little better. Then we're just gonna get one more stab from the pack. Alright, and then that'll just be the same note, right? But then we'll copy that same processing from the other stab onto that thing. Alright, let's do that with that stab. So, there you go. You hear the stabs, you know, it's almost like a little melody in the background. It's really simple. When they're too loud, it's like not good. But when they're fitting, it fits really well. And it adds something to this, all this melodic stuff, which you just really don't get. Right, from trying to do everything inside of MIDI. And make sure to check out Ultimate Hard House on my website. It's a new pack available now. It's got everything you need to make an awesome hard house track. As you can see, I built everything in this with it. Links at the top of the description. Thank you for the support, guys. Every little bit helps, so I can keep bringing you guys new videos like this every day. And I'll see you tomorrow with another one.